I've been thinking about this lately. Black people start off late, where white people can start off at 16 years old and by the age of 22 achieve what a black man has to wait until he's 44 to achieve. Of course, they're ahead. Now, I know a lot of people want to say, oh no, we're equal. It is just a bald-faced lie. So I'm watching some interviews today. I'm watching Chris Rock, and he kept saying, I'm old, I'm old, I'm old, I'm old, I'm old, I'm 49. And I hear this. He's 49, and he said, I have not achieved at the age of 49 what other people are achieving, other white people are achieving at 25. He just came out with a new movie, and they asked him, so are things opening up for you now that you made this new movie? He says, I don't know. He says, even Kevin Hart doesn't get new opportunities. And a lot of people don't understand that this is how Hollywood works. They will hear thousands and thousands and thousands of movie pitches, and the movie pitches that they actually believe in, that they're not going to do immediately, they store on the shelf. He said that they're giving Kevin Hart all of those stored on the shelf type movies. That's what Kevin Hart is doing. He's like Fox Mulder on the X-Files. He's cleaning out the cobwebs of Hollywood. We think, of course, oh, this is fantastic, blah blah blah. No, he's just cleaning up the dust. That's what he's doing. And he said this is exactly what they're offering Chris Rock as well. Now, let's step outside of Hollywood. Let's step into the real world of real black people in business. I just think that black people have to work so long just to achieve a modicum of success, and white people are doing this at the age of 25. Think of the .com. Although they say being a millionaire will be achieved more often in middle age than in your 20s, but a lot of this brand new stuff is being started by kids graduating with an engineering degree, coming right out of school, going through the funding rounds, and simply killing it, getting all the investors on board, getting their projects funded, starting their companies, and then it's all circular, it's all intermingled. They get their funding, they create their app, they create their whatever, they start their business, and then they sell it, pay off their investors. Now you have a hundred millionaire at the age of 25, 26, 27, 30. White kid. And even still, I do not see that happening with black people. And when you get into your 40s, you start slowing down. Truth be told, right? Am I right? I don't know, but am I right? I'm not 49, but I can tell that at the age of 49, you're starting to slow down. You don't want to go travel to Texas, New York, Miami, Paris, London to try and do funding rounds. You don't want to get on the plane. And then in the 40s, due to the way black people are, middle class black people, they start their families out late, much later than white people. Middle class, we're talking. I'm not talking about the hood people. So in your 40s, you're actually dealing with like 10-year-olds and teenagers and stuff like that, preteens. So that's when you really want to stay there and be with them, because these are the real years where this is before they leave the house. So and they're able to actually understand what you say. You're getting beyond the language barrier of a little child understanding what English actually is. So a lot of them want to stay home, and they don't want to go to Paris and London and and now Africa to get funding for their projects. So they don't do them. They don't do their projects. Now, Chris Rock also said, we who are alive right now, we adults right now, will never see a post-racial society. And he's absolutely right. And even the another comedian, and while I'm thinking about this, I don't have time, but I'll make you a deal. If somebody can present me a full-fledged radio show from my home, I can buy all the equipment with sponsorship already in place. I will do it, and I will give you the first 6 months, all the money for the first 6 months. I don't need the money, but as payment, I will give you all of the proceeds for the first 6 months. If you do that for me, I just don't have time. Seriously, I don't have time. You see this right here? This phone right here? This is something new that I'm doing that I will tell you about in a later date. Let's see here. So Neil Brennan, he's a white guy that worked with Dave Chappelle, Kevin Hart. He works with black people. And he even said, once you work with black people in Hollywood, although you might be the top-rated star, and he said, black people just are not capable of making money in Hollywood. Why? Because Hollywood, when you're doing a movie in Hollywood, you're thinking about international sales. And I said that black people, other than Vin Diesel, The Rock, black people just do not do well internationally. Because what plays well internationally? White sappy stories like The Notebook, The Letter, the Book, the Homeroom. I don't know, some stuff like that. I don't know. I didn't even know the movie. The sappy stuff of love stories where the white woman is wearing like 10 pounds of blonde weave in her head. I know you think that's how white people actually look, but that's not how white people actually look. That plays well internationally in action movies. And black people just don't do action movies. Black people do movies about black American stuff, period. Black people, this has been my complaint when I'm looking for black media. I'm looking for black pictures. I just don't see black people doing normal stuff because it's just not done. Black people think that they have to do something either completely like black, or ghetto. They can't do normal stuff. It's pretty tragic that if you think of a black superhero, you think of what was his name? Mr. Retarded. What was the Wayans thing? Mr. Retard, Mr. something. I forget what it was. Anyway, we don't have such a thing. We like superhero movie. Black people spend a lot of money on on superhero movies. Tons of money. We have a bunch of black nerds. Why these black nerds don't come and make their own superheroes, I don't know. A lot of comic books are started by, again, white teenagers who started some little story and they got bought out by Marvel, who then continues the story. Now you have 101 white superheroes running around the place. And there's nothing that you can really say about it, is because they're making the movies. Until black people get off of their behind, which is funny that. So I made my little short film, and nobody understands. I guess it's so beyond fifth grade that nobody understands it. I thought I was literally beating people over the head with a premise, like focusing on typing on the keyboard, focusing on all of the keywords, and poof, the guy kills himself, and you just don't understand it. How is that not understandable? Literally, I had to delete a whole bunch of stuff of, what is this nigga? What nigga? What is this nigga? What's the basketball meme? The guy goes, what? Anyway, Neil Brennan says that black people just do not get the real cool deals because black people don't sell well overseas, internationally. That's why you're not going to have $40 million to show up. Chris Rock makes $20 million. Chris Rock, 49-year-old, has shown that he can really make it at the box. $20 million. Chris Rock. They're paying the white people 60, 80 to show up. Day one. Checks in the mail. There's no comparison. Until black people can be seen as normal, you're not going to have that. You're not going to have the real wealth. You're not going to have, and until we tell our children, and I mean children, I mean 13, maybe you should study some computer science. Maybe you should study some engineering. Teenagers, 12-year-olds. That's what I'm talking about. 12, 13. That's what I'm talking about. So by the age of 16, they already have a college degree, basically. You have white people dropping out of high school and making a killing in business. Just making a killing in business. Who are y'all looking up to as far as that's concerned? You have, what's his name, Doctor or something, little young guy who said he started business selling candy at the age of 6. I did the same thing. But that happens consistently in the right world. I mean, just teenagers. And by the time that they are 25, they're millionaires. The timeline is shifted to a much younger demographic. And black people just, well, this is just a vlog, just my thoughts. This is why I was saying, if somebody could literally hand me on a silver platter a talk show or podcast or whatever, I'd be happy to do it. I just don't have the time to research it. When I do stuff, I research it to death. But when I do it, it's fantastic. I just research it to death. All right. That's good for now. Thank you for watching the Shakaama Live Show.